So, hey, welcome to, how do I get rid of that? Oh, okay. Welcome to Friday, if then, leftovers, new stuff, old stuff, forgotten stuff. I started to do this thing. Well, come here. All right. So, I started to do this thing of gathering these books because my new list of if-thens in progress, thinking about, completed, is only a couple years old, and I didn't see this on the list as being done. But then I went through my if-then thing on the thing. Well, I searched this one word, and I'm cursing myself out as I'm doing this because I didn't use this specific word that I was looking for, so nothing came up. So I didn't think I did it. Well, I added IES to the end of the word, and that's why it didn't come up. So apparently I did a couple of these before I started making my list. So this is leftovers. Some of these books you've seen before, and some of these books you have not seen before, and one of them is a new release. And oh, by the way, welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina, Kristina. This is where we read books, talk about books, no special effects, no theme music, none of that fancy stuff going on here. So, and then where Miss Pain in the Butt went. But anyway, it's just, I was gathering these books, and I'm like, some of these look familiar. Oh, yeah, I did this for that one, but I did this for, and it's just, so this is just if-then on Friday of leftovers for library and bookshop and stuff I haven't seen. And when I get to it, where is it in the pile? It's in the pile. I'll show you why I decided to do this before I realized I'd already done it. But some of these books I didn't do yet. Alright, so the first book we have seen before. And I have read the stupid thing on I have done a review on it, a proper review. And I only read the first 11 chapters because I needed more. I needed a mystery, a difficulty, something to overcome, something to achieve, something looking for a lost, not a murder mystery. It didn't have to be a murder mystery. It didn't have to be a dead body. But I would have liked a missing manuscript, or a hidden room, or a secret treasure, or something. And because it didn't have the something, I lasted 11 chapters. So that's this full disclosure. Emily Henry Book Lovers. Nora Stephen's life is books. She read them all, and she's not the type of heroine. Not the plucky one, not the laid-back dream girl, and especially not the sweetheart. In fact, the only people Nora is a heroine for are her clients, for whom she lands enormous deals as cutthroat literary agent, and her beloved sister Libby. Which is why she agrees to go to Sunshine Falls, North Carolina for the month of August, when Libby begs for her sister's trip away, with visions of a small town transformation for Nora, who she's convinced needs to become the heroine in her own story. But instead of picnics in the meadows, or run-ins with handsome country doctor, or bungling four-armed bartender, Nora keeps bumping into Charlie Lasher, a bookish, brooding book editor from back in the city. It needs something. It definitely 100% needs something. Where's my... Oh, that's what happened to that. Oh, I need to put that back. Okay. The Last Chance Library. FREYA Sampson. Lonely librarian June Jones has never left the sleepy English village where she grew up. Shy and reclusive, the 28-year-old would rather spend her time buried in books. Yes, that's me. Yes, I like books. I love books. I live in books. I love books. Would rather spend her time buried in books than venture out into the world. But when her library is threatened with closure, June is forced to step out from behind the shelves to save the heart of the community and place that holds the dearest memories of her mother. Joining a band of eccentric yet dedicated locals in a campaign to keep the library, June herself opens up to people for the first time since her mother died. It just so happens that her old school friend Alex Chen is back in town and willing to lend a helping hand. The kind-hearted Lord's feelings for her are obvious to everyone but June, who won't believe that anyone could care for her in that way. Aww. Ah. We have seen this one before in Code Breakers. The Librarian Spy. Ava thought her job as librarian at the Library of Congress would mean a quiet, routine existence, but an unexpected offer from the U.S. military has brought her to Lisbon with a new mission, posing as a librarian while working undercover as a spy, gathering intelligence. Meanwhile, in occupied France, Elaine has begun an apprenticeship at a printing press run by members of the resistance. It's a job usually reserved for men, but in the war those rules have been forgotten. Yet she knows that the Nazis are searching for the press and the printer in order to silence them. We've done this, lady. We've done this, lady. Tourist books that have nothing to do with tourists. And I read the first so many books, and I like this author. I do. I like her books. I like this author. But I tried reading the tourist stuff, and it just. So you can just look that up on my channel. I don't know. So anyways, I haven't seen this before, so I'll have to check this one out. LYNN CAHOON, Secret in the Stacks. Following her recovery from breast cancer, Rarity has embraced a life of healing and service in Sedona, Arizona community. She welcomes the opportunity to participate in the annual Summer Healing Fair with fittingly named New Age Bookstore. The next chapter, the members of the Tuesday Night Survivors Book Club are also volunteering, maintaining a cooling station for overheated festival goers and hosting a tarot card reader for entertainment. But one member, Darby, is anything but entertained when the tarot card reader pulls a death card. With a mammogram coming up, she's freaked out and goes home only to walk into a crime scene where someone near and dear to her heart has been murdered. So we gotta go investigate. It's a really small book. 182 pages. Must have been a novella, an ebook. I'm not sure if we've seen this or not. It might have been in the fairy tales. If then, I will have to check. I didn't look. Laura Lee Gurkey, The Bookshop, Cinderella. Eve Harlow runs a quaint little bookshop in London, which is the biggest adventure an unmarried woman with no prospects could hope for. Until Maximilian Shaw, Duke of Westbourne, saunters in her shop with a proposition to win a bet with his friends. He'll turn him into the diamond of the season. The Duke might be devilishly attractive, but Evie has no intention of accepting his ludicrous offer. When disaster strikes her shop, however, she's left with little choice but to let herself be whisked into his society world. Can he? He probably end up marrying her. That's what I'm thinking. I could be wrong, but I'm thinking. I think we've seen this one too before. The Book Lover's Library. Madeline Martin. In Nottingham, England, widow Emma Taylor finds herself in desperate need of a job to provide for herself and her beloved daughter Olivia. But with the legal restrictions prohibiting widows with children from most employment opportunities, she's left with only one option, persuading the majorese at Boots Book Lovers Library to take a chance on her. When the threat of war becomes reality, Olivia must be evacuated to the countryside. In her daughter's absence, Emma seeks solace in the unlikely friendship she forms with her neighbors and coworkers, as well as recommendations she provides to the library's quirky regulars. But the job doesn't come without its difficulties. Books are mysteriously misshelved and disappearing, and her work forces her to confront the memories of her late father and the bookstore they once owned together. See what happens there. This one. The Bookshop of Secrets, Molly Rushmeyer. Hope Sparrow has mastered the art of outrunning her tragic past, learning never to stay anywhere too long and never to allow anyone control of her life. Coming to Washing Falls in search of her family's history already feels too risky, but somewhere in the towering stacks of this dusty old bookshop are the books that hold Hope's last ties to her late mother and to a rumored family treasure that could help her start over. Only the bookshop is in shambles and the elderly owner is in the beginning stages of dementia and can't remember where the books lie. To find the last links to the loved ones she lost, Hope must stay and accept help from the townsfolk to locate the treasured volumes. Each secret she uncovers brings her closer to understanding where she comes from, but the longer she stays in the quaint town, the more people find their way into the cracks in her heart. Pamela Kelly, The Bookshop by the Bay. Jess loves her work as a high-profile lawyer in Charleston, but when her husband cheats, she retreats to her childhood home on Cape Cod with her 30-year-old daughter, Caitlin, hoping to regroup with her longtime best friend, Allison. One Bookshop by the Bay. Allison's career has taken a hit after 20 years as editor for the magazine Cape Cod Living. But when she learns her beloved bookstore on the Cape is looking for new ownership, a dream comes true. So she's going to go play in the library. Alright. The Secret Book of Flora Lee. In the war-torn London of 1939, 14-year-old Hazel and 5-year-old Flora are evacuated from their home to a rural village to escape the horrors of the Second World War. Living with the kind Bertie Arbadine and her teenage son Harry in a charming stone cottage along the River Thames, Hazel fills their days with walks and games to distract her younger sister, including one that she creates for her sister and her sister alone. A fairy tale about a magical land called Whisper Wood, a secret place they can escape to that is all their own. But the unthinkable happens when young Flora suddenly vanishes while playing near the banks of the river. Shattered, Hazel blames herself for her sister's disappearance, and she carries the guilt into adulthood as a private burden she feels she deserves. 20 years later, Hazel is in London, ready to move on for her job at a cozy, rare bookstore to a career at Sotheby's. I'd rather stay at the bookstore. I would. I'm a bookstore type of person, if you didn't already know that. Sorry. Should she do it? Should she go? I wouldn't. I wouldn't. And the book that inspired this whole thing, I saw this one. Felicity Hayes McCoy, The Library at the Edge of the World. Driving her mobile library van to villages on Ireland's west coast, Hannah Casey tries not to think about a lot of things, like the sophisticated lifestyle she abandoned after her English barrister husband's betrayal, or that she's back in her rural Irish hometown living in the back bedroom of her overbearing mother's retirement bungalow, or that her failed marriage and ignoramus return have made her a focus of gossip. But Hannah's about to discover that neighbors she's kept at a distance mean more to her than she ever could have imagined. And our final book is a new release. It's just came out. Well, it's about a month or so ago now. Just a second. Ariel. Picture Grizzy. Alex Watson has learned one lesson from her barrier childhood in the foster care system. Unlike people, books will never let you down. Working 3 dead-end jobs to make ends meet and knowing college is a pipe dream, Alex takes a nightly refuge in the high-vaulted reading room at the Boston Public Library, escaping into her favorite fantasy novels and dreaming of far-off lands. But the day she stumbles through a hidden door and meets the librarian, the ageless archaic guardian of hidden library where the desperate and the lost escape to new lives inside their favorite books. The librarian takes a dazzled Alex under her wing, but before she can escape into the pages of her new life, a shadowy enemy emerges to threaten everyone the Astral Library has ever helped protect. Aided by a dashing costume shop owner, Alex and the librarian flees through the Regency drawing rooms of Jane Austen to the back alleys of Sherlock Holmes and the champagne-soaked parties of the Great Gatsby as danger inexplicably closer. But who does their enemy really wish to destroy? So you'll have to check it out. And there's your If Then Leftovers Friday. If Then Leftovers, Forgotten, Misplaced, Found, New Editions. There you go. If Then. Oh, and hey, don't forget JD Robb Saturdays. We're spoiling characters. The first time around, I reviewed the books. Now I'm taking my beloved go-to series and spoiling characters like crazy. Eve Dallas, Lieutenant, the New York City Police and Security Department, Peabody. Her best friend and pal and Mavis, the rock star. Leonardo, the designer. Rourke, her husband. Somerset, the major domo. Mira, the department shrink. Feeney, head of EDD and old boss and partner. And McNabb and Trueheart and everybody else in the gang. Let's get together. And don't forget, Unboxing Sundays. I do not know what's in those boxes till they arrive. Anybody else on YouTube, they've ordered it, or someone sent it to them for their wish list, and it's something they want. I don't want any of these books. We go through them. I love opening boxes because I don't know what's going to be in them. It's a surprise. It's like Christmas. And then we divide them up for the different charities, and off they go. They're in my house 72 hours at most. So have a good one. Have a good one. Oh, and don't forget to check out Star Trek Voyager recaps or Star Trek Next Generation recaps. Every single time. Have a good one.